Welcome back to another episode of Living in Denver. My name is Adam, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 neighborhoods as we close out 2023 in Denver, Colorado. We'll be talking about just the different locations, some of the reasons why each of these neighborhoods are my favorites. Looking forward to sharing them with you guys today. Stay tuned. All right, so as you can see behind me, it is fall right now, my favorite time of year to live in Colorado. And as we get to the end of the year, 2023, I wanted to do an updated version of these top 5 neighborhoods that I feel like just are the best in Denver at the moment. That goes down to pricing for a real estate perspective, as well as just the location and what they offer for people that choose to live in those areas. Before we get started though, my name is Adam Lang. All that info is down below. Feel free to reach out. We'd love to connect with you and hopefully find a few different ways I can provide some value as you consider moving here to the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. Really quick as well, hit that like and that subscribe. Every week releasing videos just like this one. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Again, my top 5 neighborhoods as we close out 2023 to live in Denver, Colorado. Let's go. All right, so let's jump right into it. Number 1, and by the way, this isn't in any specific order, but my first of 5 neighborhoods as we close out 2023 that are still top of my list is going to be Highlands. Talked about Highlands quite a bit in other videos. I used to live very close to here, so I have a lot of personal experiences with Highlands. Highlands is located close to downtown Denver, just on the other side of I-25 from lower downtown. The reason I bring this up is because this is a great location if you're somebody that potentially wants to be close to a lot of the action, but still detached just enough where you have a little bit more peace and quiet. You're going to have a little bit more of an actual selection of homes as opposed to just apartments. The homes in this area, most of them are significantly older. A lot of 1920s bungalows as an example. I will say that Highlands is so cool because they've had so much demand and interest in this area over the last decade that a lot of money has been pushed into this neighborhood where you're going to see a lot of these bungalows that have been either pop tops, meaning that they've added a second story to them. They've increased the size of the home, just expanded on the lots that they have. Just a lot of more modern, contemporary looking homes, which really gives it a unique dynamic when you walk down the street of every home looking a little bit different, which I personally love. And again, going back to location, it is just a great option for people like myself at one point where I was past the age of, wanting a social life and a social scene where you're downtown Denver living in, lower downtown or River North, also known as Rhino. A lot of that is, again, apartments and just an area where you're not going to have, any sort of peace and quiet or just space. Highlands is a great option as you can maybe progress out of that chapter of your life, but still want to be close enough to downtown and all of the great restaurants and nightlife and just sporting events, everything that obviously living close to the city offers. So Highlands is a great option. And back to just real estate for one more second, because this is such a high demand area, you're going to see a ton of appreciation with homes in this area. It's going to be a little bit higher price point to get in. But once you get in, you're definitely going to be rewarded with just continuing to see good appreciation year over year. So definitely check out Highlands, as that's my first of my 5 neighborhoods that are favorites in 2023. All right, so jumping right into number 2. Number 2 is going to be Washington Park. It's commonly known as Wash Park to the locals and people that have lived in the area for a long time, but it's called that because, as you might have guessed, there's a giant park, Washington Park, that's really had the neighborhood built all around it and continues to be one of the most used, popular parks in all of the state. On any given day, you're going to go out there and you're going to see a ton of different things going on, from people walking their dogs, running, rollerblading, playing volleyball. The list goes on and on and on. Every time of the day, any time of the year, there's a lot of people out there. And that makes it just such a very social staple and just fun place to enjoy if you live in the Wash Park area. Wash Park is always on the top of the list for a lot of people, and for good reason. It also, because of the high demand, always has very stable and appreciating real estate values. So when it comes to just looking for parts of Denver that you want to be very consistent with and just knowing that you're going to have a good investment, Wash Park is always going to be one that I would highly recommend. Also, it's just a great spot if you live in Wash Park and you still have to commute to work. If you work downtown Denver, as an example, you're close enough where it's a convenient, easy place to live. It's also really nice for a lot of families. A lot of families choose to live in Wash Park because you get a little bit of the best of both worlds. You're close to the action with the city, only 10 to 15 minutes away. However, you're still just far enough out where you have a lot of other families living in the neighborhood, good schools, good parks, and just a lot of, just activities, and people have a sense of peace when it comes to living, again, in that Wash Park area. So definitely putting Wash Wash Park in that top 5. Today it's number 2. All right, so jumping right into number 3, Sloan's Lake. Again, guys, I've done other videos on Sloan's Lake. I used to live in this area, one of my favorite parts of Denver for a lot of reasons, but again, one of them being location. Really good central location, not only to downtown Denver, but also to some of the best parks in the area, including Sloan's Lake Park. Great 1.5 to 2 mile around the entire lake, takes a little under an hour. Really, again, really social, just fun place to live, close to the Broncos Stadium and also close to Highlands. So you're very similar in a lot of the reasons why I mentioned briefly about Highlands earlier. Same reasoning for Sloan's Lake on just a great spot for young professionals, as well as just anybody that wants that perfect blend of being close to the action, but still far enough away where you can have a home that has a little bit of a yard and just a little bit more privacy. So talking specifically about real estate, this is also a very high demand and appreciating area within the Denver area. So if you're looking for a strong investment, Sloan's Lake, without a doubt, is one of the best in my opinion. All right, so number 4, not going to be similar to the first 3 that I've shared that are all close to downtown Denver. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be Applewood. So Applewood is an area that not that many people know about. Definitely over the last decade, it's continuing to be more and more popular and is kind of that hidden secret on the western side of Denver that a lot of people are discovering. What makes it so great though is its location, close to the mountains, very nicely located also for easy access along a back road to the downtown Golden area. Great area to check out if you haven't explored downtown Golden. But another reason why it's such a great location is it's very conveniently accessible to I-70, Highway 6. So a lot of the main thoroughfares that take you in and out of the more, downtown Denver area, you have very easy access to all of those areas. Applewood also is seeing a ton of growth at the moment. Lutheran Hospital is in the final stages of being relocated to Applewood. It was over in Wheat Ridge before, so they're doing a ton of construction, a lot of development that's bringing in other businesses and just other growth within the neighborhood. So a lot of opportunities when it comes to kind of forecasting out 5 or 10 years into the future, seeing what else is going to be available here when it comes again to shopping centers and businesses and just other opportunities to develop residential real estate. Applewood though is, I will say, very finite, meaning that you've got mountains on one side of it and you've got already quite a bit of development on the other. So Applewood's got very strong resale value and very strong appreciation because of that. There's a lot of demand and a very low supply. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm putting Applewood in my top 5. Definitely check it out. And I do have another separate video all about Applewood. So check out the show comments down below. I'll put a link in there so you can watch that video as well. All right, guys, we're down to the last one, number 5. The first 3 that I shared are all close to downtown Denver: Highlands, Wash Park, and Sloan's Lake. Then I also talked about Applewood, which is close to Golden, more on that western side of town. For my 5th one, we're going to go down a little bit of south of downtown Denver to Littleton. It's more specifically downtown Old Littleton. So Old Downtown Littleton is just a phenomenal place if you're looking for a smaller community-based neighborhood that has great restaurants, shopping, a lot of mom and pop type locally owned businesses, which a lot of people are really steering towards nowadays. That's a very strong, important thing for a lot of people when they're starting their home search. So if you're coming from a different state and you're used to that small town feel, Old Town Littleton will be a great option for you. It's about a 15 to 30-minute drive south of downtown Denver, depending on the time of day and traffic, but it just has a lot going for it. A lot of development at the moment, a lot of townhomes, and just some of these older homes that are getting redeveloped and improved, pop tops, just facelifts, expanding existing homes, all that kind of stuff. So there's really a lot of growth and just opportunity right now when it comes to downtown Littleton. I actually live close to this area now, and I have been really, really pleased and just happy and a little bit of surprise, to be honest, of how much there is to do in this part of the city. So definitely don't count out Littleton if you're looking for, a great neighborhood. I put it in my top 5 for 2023. I expect it to be in the top 5 next year as well. I do have a few other videos on parts of Littleton, such as Grant Ranch. So those links will be down below as well. But Littleton, in my opinion, is an area that's great for a lot of different types of people, whether you're a young professional, maybe you're a single person, maybe you're a family that's got a couple young kiddos. Literally every type of kind of dynamic is definitely, there's something for you in Littleton. I have been very happy with choosing to move over to this side of town, and I would recommend checking it out as well. Guys, those are the 5. Again, Highlands, Wash Park, Sloan's Lake, Applewood with a little bit of Golden mixed in there, and then number 5, Littleton. If you guys want to check out any of these in more depth and detail, shoot me a message. All my info's down below. Would love to connect with you. And again, guys, I share videos like this every week, so don't forget, hit that like and that subscribe button. Next week, I'll be premiering a new video, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So look forward to seeing you guys then. Talk to you then. Bye.